Yo, you know who it is, Lucas. I'm not coming to you from the car wash, not right now anyways. Just hanging out. Yeah, I know my face is pretty dirty. I need a shave and shower, being lazy. Today is a long Monday, usually are. But I'm burning, well, I was, got me some Hollywood going on up in here. Sprayed some Flora up in here. Make it smell nice. Like my house to smell nice. You know, today I'm feeling really blessed. I don't know if I'm just living in the moment or what's really going on. I know we're in a retrograde with 4 different planets currently right now, which appear to be going backwards. I don't know what that means. Rotating backwards? They appear to be, but they're not. I don't know. I don't know what any of that means. But I know it does cause, it's been known to cause communication issues and all kinds of weird pressures to the body that provokes us to act a certain way sometimes if we're not. I know for me, if I'm not aware of what's going on as far as like with the earth and stuff, then I usually, I think it's easier to blame earth. No, that ain't what I'm saying. It sounds like as I'm speaking, I'm like, that sounds weird. It's a weird concept, but it actually resonates really well with me. Always like to check where the moon setting is, just for a little bit of at least some preparation, because really, the pressure cooker was on me for a couple months, and all it was me fighting with myself, basically. As humans, we're really good at doing that. Plus, I've took some time out to shift more focus. Now because what's cool and what was bugging me for a minute was my work setting. It was really stressful, and now the owner has, he saw what was going on with our area and came down and kind of guided us to how to run it a little bit more smoother, because there's a lot of shit going on sometimes in a diesel shop connected with a trucking company. I mean, yeah, there's always something going on. So everybody knows what role they're playing and what they need to do. So everything is going a lot smoother, and things are, not totally looking up, but balancing out more. The whole trick with all this life bullshit is, we're always trying to find balance in our money, balance in our health. It's just nothing but a balancing act. And so a few things that I started doing for myself again was doing Reiki on myself, because I just felt like things were getting a little too chaotic in my head, and this has always been my go-to. If I can't have music, I got my Reiki, which is one and the same, because when I'm doing Reiki energy work, I do that the whole time I'm playing drums, because it's a energy, it's a vibe we're trying to put together, especially in a band setting. There's always that we want to represent something, and hopefully it can be on the more positive side with a really hardcore way of going about it. That's my forte, and that's what I envision, but we'll see what happens. Anything can happen. I just feel like there's been a weight lifted off me, like within the last, couple days, and things are just starting to, I'm getting stuff done. I'm moving forward. I'm continuing, no matter what, continuing to keep my spirit high, keep the people around me's spirits high, and try to create some art through music, and go through the whole court thing, the AP&P, probation stuff, and I'm doing all that on a weekly basis. So there's a lot of balance going on for me right now. I think that's why it feels light, because when I get imbalanced, it's all because I made a choice in the long run. Yeah, the planets, the retrogrades can affect that, but still, at the end of the day, everything's still a choice, regardless about how we feel. I took time out. I don't have a lot of tools I use. I don't have my wands up here, but I have some selenite wands I like to use to obtain energy, and I try to charge them when it's full moon, set them on my car throughout the night to absorb that moon energy. And I use these as well. They're my pasties, just joking. They're just the Reiki colors with the symbols for each different chakra. So there's 7 of them. And the other night I just felt really moved to, one thing I did was wrote in my gratitude journal. It had been like a week and a half, so I picked that up, wrote into it. I wrote into it today as well, and 2 days ago. So I'm doing more than I have been in a long time as far as tools that are helping me to just be okay and happy where I'm at for right now. I have things to look forward to. I have band practice on Thursday to look forward to. I have my drug classes on Wednesday, which I look forward to, because I'm really open to learning to see what I really missed, because I don't like to go around thinking I know everything, because I've been clean for 10 years and it's more like you should know better. But sometimes relapse is a part of a story to get a person where he needs to be, irregardless. And sometimes I allow my mind to forget that, or not even acknowledge that. But yeah, so I got multiple things to do. It's just not like work all the time. Work will always be in the equation, but I do have a life after work, and usually not so much on the weekdays. But I know tomorrow night I'm going to see my bros, the last band I played it with, Wicked Temple. They'll be playing at Aces High Saloon with a band I've been following and listened to for on and off for about a year. Have a female fronted singer. It's total new metal, death metal. I'm not sure what you want to call it, metal, but it's metal as fuck. And I'm gonna go to that show with my guitarist tomorrow night. Yeah, it's on a school night. I don't usually like to go out, but the tickets were $20 and it's my bros. So even though I don't jam with them anymore, I still love the hell out of them. Even the drummer that took my spot, he's a cool dude, and he's a really great drummer, and he blends very well with their style. So it was at first I was a little bit, but looking at the big picture, like I said before, it's obviously the universe doing for me, or God, whatever you want to call it. The universe doing for me what I was having a hard time doing for myself, which was put myself in a better place for success and being able to focus on my spirit side, my mental side, trying to regain balance in life after going for 3 or 4 years and especially the last year, just being so focused on music and the other parts of my life just kind of flailing away, because there's 7 days in a week, and I can get a lot done in a week. Definitely, we all can. It's just mind over matter sometimes. I can sit here and go, oh, I'm gonna be so tired after work to go to the show, but I'm going to the show to regain energy. It's part of my healing process. Probably always will be. Seeing live shows and playing live shows, playing music in general. And the work and the program stuff, I go through it and I do a good job, and I try to be the best at what I do. And as far as like calling it a career, I don't think I've, the longest job I've had was 15 years, and I never once considered it a career. I just considered it a means to make money legitly without getting arrested or whatever, just what normal program people do, the modern day slavery. I've never been good with side hustles. I don't have a lot of talents per se. I mean, I do energy work and I can play drums. I've been a stepfather. I'm good at being, I don't know what you call that. I don't know. Yeah, but with the different variety of things, I think it's my ADHD that really is fed when I have a variety of different things. Like I say, I got work, then I got, last Wednesday I had work for 10 hours, and then 2 hours in drug and alcohol, and actually participating and learning at the same time. And then I had to drive all the way to Draper from Farmington to play for an hour. Then of course drive back to North Salt Lake from Draper to be at work and be ready for tomorrow. And it was a lot, but it was well worth it. Like, that side of me, whatever functioning disorder I have going on, it was truly fed that day through the different levels of doing a variety of things and suiting up and showing up for myself, basically. I mean, there's always things I could do better and that I am looking towards doing differently and better. And I've been so caught up with focused on paying my fines, which is definitely good. Definitely a good thing. I mean, yeah, I could sit here and be pissed off about how much money I've spent in the last, when it's barely 6 months. I put out a lot of money over the choices and over just the time frame that I went so long doing whatever I wanted to do and getting away with it. And now that I've been put in my place by the powers looking out for me, to refocus and relook at the processes I'm using. My processes got really messed up, I think, because I was paying more attention to music and to people that were in the music rather than paying more attention to the people closer to me. But at the time, I thought the people I was playing with were pretty close. Come to find out, they didn't give two shits about me. But it's all good. The less people, the less stress in my life. That's the way I've looked at it for a while now. Because, yeah, everybody has their baggage and the stuff they go through, but not a lot of people know how to work through it instead of being stuck in it, And, my sole purpose for a long time, and still is to a degree, I've had to draw boundaries on it for my health and for my well-being, on how much and who I can help, because I can get myself in bad spots. Nothing that any of my angels could help me out, but sometimes I feel like it's better just to avoid some of the stresses. Life is supposed to be stressful, I get that, but sometimes I like to take the easier road for my sake, because I don't like the stress. So it's a really huge challenge when I get around people that are negative, for me to just let them be rather than, I don't know. I just don't put myself in situations or around people like that as much. I got a few friends that can go down that road, and I try to help them, and I try to guide them, and I try to be an example that, yeah, life sucks, but, you're still here. What are you going to do about it? Ball's in your court. Every day's a choice. Not everybody's going to be able to pinpoint your problems. bring them to light. And you'd be like, oh, that's great to see, because I've done that with people. I brought some of their issues to light, and the realism of who they were in the past just killed them. And instead of looking at the behind them of their history and taking the tools that were going to help them get through it, they chose not to. And when I'm helping somebody like that, you know, I think I let my guard down in this particular situation. I wasn't shielding myself properly, and I wasn't really taking care of myself. And you know, I didn't have a plan. And when a person like me, Mr. Capricorn, doesn't have a plan, I obviously go into like some kind of, I don't know, energy. It gets really dark. I like to have a plan. It gives me something to work towards rather than just working. Because a couple months ago, I wasn't sure what I was going to do by the time I got off probation. Whether, you know, I didn't know whether I was still going to be living in a car, if I was going to be with somebody at the time. But actually, I don't foresee any of that happening. And the plan I got put in place as of right now, moving towards it's realistic and doable, and it's gonna enhance my life so much more. I have so much more peace of mind, I do feel, especially because everything is gonna go down right after I get off probation, because that's in my party for me is gonna be getting me a spot to jam and stay at, so I don't have to stay in the car anymore if I don't want to. You know, sometimes staying in the car really is a choice. I could have stayed at my friend's house last night. I think I fell asleep for a couple hours, and then I woke up like at 10:30 or 11, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to my car and drive back to work. That way, when I get up at 5:30, I don't have to hit the traffic. I mean, it's not that far of a drive, but still, go through the morning traffic sucks. And I'm already at work, and I just come on down here to the Maverick, get a coffee, maybe something to eat, and go to work, you know, and it's easy peasy. There's no complications, there's no people getting upset, me getting upset, because I put boundaries up today with how far I'm going to go, as far as like what I'm doing with my life, how much time I spend with people, how I spend my time with people. I mean, it all correlates to some sort of agreement down the road, you know. I got people I just don't really do much with except for go to parties with. And there's people I meet one-on-one. Like, if we can't get one-on-one time, we don't hang out until that time comes. And so it's very different. It's very uplifting. And just taking time to witness the, you know, you've heard it all before, the beauty around us. There's a lot of beauty. There's a lot of opportunity, and really I'm kind of excited to see how our nation goes with everything. I don't follow much, and I don't talk much about any of that because it's really out of my control, and that I do know. So but I'm really excited and kind of interested, no matter if it's like more hardships to come or things get better type deal. You know, either way, I'm interested and intrigued to see how things go and what piece am I going to be in that, you know. Am I still going to remain the uplifter I wish to be? The healer I choose to be? Am I still going to be the zombie drummer? What role am I going to play in all this? It's kind of exciting, you know, so. Yeah, so going to a show tomorrow should be fun. Get a neck ache from headbanging so much. It's always a good time. Hanging out with the boys from Wicked Temple. And then this time we're gonna jam on Thursday, so we can get a little more time in, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours this time rather than an hour, which will be good because we got a couple of songs in the making, but we still need bass, vocals, all that. Like I said, I want to try to bring in some keyboard to enhance our sound, and or cello, violinist, string player of some sort. That's what I've always envisioned this for a long time, every time I start a music project. And I think the more I envision it and the less I question it, shit's gonna go down and it's gonna be cool. That's why I picked the name Creative Chaos, because I feel like once we get all the players in that we need, the name of the band's gonna make a lot of sense. Because like Creative Chaos, that's a cool name and it rhymes, but how's it gonna sound? I figured the more cooler instruments added to it, the more it'll live up to its name, especially with the tempos and where we're directing the music to go. It's going to be I think once we get everything locked in, it's going to be very simple for a string instrument to come in, keyboards to come in. And this has been my hope for like the last 15 years to start something like this. And every time I get a new project, I envision this, and that's why I kind of quit trying out for bands, because I was like, I don't want to play any of this, you know? Even though before it was like, yeah, I want to play in this band because at least I'll be playing. But now I've kind of switched up on that. I'm kind of picky. I know what I like, and I know what my body likes when I'm playing it, I guess. It's kind of weird. It's very resonating rather than, you know, like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain unless you're a musician. You probably know what I'm talking about. But, so yeah, even killed, you know, I love myself today. I said it today in the freaking camera here and in the mirror. And every time I close out my gratitude book, I always finish with, thank you, I love you. This is a note to self. And the more I write, the more I appreciate and the more I show love for myself. It's great. If you have any comments, if you're new, subscribe, like the videos. I know I got some really good videos. Not all of them are probably going to be liked or even looked at, but you know, I hit some topics sometimes. I throw in some of the music stuff I'm doing, kind of collaborating everything together, because I do have another channel called The Zombie Drummer, and that's with is basically a drawn out channel with videos of stuff I did last summer, all the different styles of music I played, because there was like 3 to 4 different genres that I was playing last summer when I was working at the bar as a sound guy, and we had all these musicians wanting to do projects, and we got them going, and you know, it was fun. It was a good time, but it really took my eyes off the prize, and the prize was finding my chi, finding my balance, and getting back to the basics of how my body reacts to things and what I need to do to help it, you know, recover, nourish, do what it's supposed to do, you know. So, and with that, I will say namaste, because the weirdness in me honors and uplifts the weirdness in you. Have a good night. Love y'all.